Okay, here we are again. Let's talk seats on the Victory Octane. So this is coming up. There's a lot of new users because those of us who have had the bike for a while, they're moving on to other things. More power to them, that's good. But seats on this bike, right, there's not a lot of options. So the OEM seat, one of the options you've got for that, because it's hard as fuck and will kill your tailbone, is a guy in the Facebook group, Will Molina, I believe it is. He's out of Florida. Take off your seat and ship it to him. He'll customize the seat any way you want. I've had it. It was good. It was comfortable. But one thing I should have asked for, and that I don't remember being offered or wasn't done, is tailbone relief. So the basic undertones of the seat still sat, tailbone still sat at a weird angle on that OEM seat, even after Will had done the work. I eventually sold it with one of the bikes. I've had a few Octanes over the years, so I sold that. Underneath this here, I'll get to it in a minute, but outside of the OEM seat, you can do the extended reach. The problem there is, sure, it gives you more stretch in your legs, but it's still your tailbone that's the problem. Ultimate seat and Saddleman, I haven't checked recently in the last probably 6 months or a year, or maybe even longer, but they didn't make seats for these bikes. And again, with a 1 year run, not a lot of options. Corbin, however, does. They've got a solo seat, passenger pillion or whatever they call it, and then they've got this, I forget what this one was, touring or something like that. Honestly, it's if you're trying to find a way to get a passenger on the bike with you, for the passenger, this is probably your best option. You can see it's pretty wide back here. I've taken my lady and my kids and done some 100, 200 mile rides, and they like being back there. It does put them above me, unlike the passenger pillion, the OEM, or any of those other options similar to it, where they sit a bit lower and can't see over the top of me, but here they can. So that's one thing to consider, again, for you maneuvering the bike. You can see how it scoops right here. Again, your tailbone, just not a lot of relief there. So it's kind of the same thing. Initially you sit on it, it's like, hey, that's not so bad. But you get an hour in and you've got to take a break. So let me move that off real quick. Set it to the side. Sorry, I'm moving you guys all around. So this one here is the Sergeant seat. There you go. Honest to goodness, it's not sexy. You can see it's very wide, but for the tailbone relief, it's actually the best seat I've been able to find. Again, had I asked Will to actually, had I thought about, hey, get me some tailbone relief, I'm sure Will probably would have come through with the most comfortable seat. But as far as ordering something without it being custom made, without having to, send your seat or buy somebody else's unused seat, Sergeant, the last I checked, these were about $350, somewhere in there. But around Father's Day, some of the major holidays, you'll get this for a deal. So I just want to highlight this. If you're looking for a solo seat, not as much worried about the back, but you need the maximum amount of comfort. Now, I'd say an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half, you're still going to have to get off and stretch your legs, let your butt stretch and get some blood back into it. It's not that comfortable of a seat, but compared to everything else we've got, this is probably the best option. So some things for you to consider there. If you're looking for OEM seats, there's just going to be a ton of those available in the Facebook group, or ping me. I think I've got 1 or 2 extended seats, and then I've got 1 or 2 of the OEM standard seats floating around in the garage here somewhere, just like a whole bunch of other Octane owners probably do. So it's available to you. If you want, mentioning that, if you want to send it off to Will, buy one of our seats for whatever, I don't know, $50 or whatever it is, and send him that one. So you're not losing any ride time, because Will used to have a wait list to get the custom stuff. All right, man, I'm rambling, but check out Sergeant seats if you want the most comfortable ride.